Hi, everybody. Recording going? Hi, everybody. It's Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com here with my favorite person, Veronica Gazzardi, and all of you. I'm so glad you're here. Those of you who are joining me privately on the Zoom, those of you who are joining me on the Facebook page or on our private Facebook page, it's a real treat to be in community with you today and every Thursday at this time. If you're watching the recording later, also, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for taking this time for yourself, because that's what this is. This is not like a meeting. This is not another thing you have to do. This is something for you. Because, life is short. The days are long, but life is short. And I want to make sure you get every bit of juice out of this orange. I want to make sure that you are as fully expressed, that you are as joyfully productive, that you are as serenely engaged in the ups and the downs of your life as you can possibly be. And one way to do that is to spend a little time, even just half an hour a week, focusing on your own creative process and your own productive process. So centering into this moment right here, let's find the quiet in the center of this moment. Let's find the quiet in the center of this moment. Can you find the quiet in the center of yourself, in the center of your body, in the center of your breath, in the center of your mind? We're going to breathe together. Are you ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and exhale and make that sighing sound. Make that sound. It's good for you. I'm so glad you all are here. Hi, Laura. Hi, Teresa. Nojo. Hi, Lucy. Great to have you here. Some of you know Lucy as being one of my team members. She's the one in customer service who helps you out so promptly and cheerfully. So I want to also extend a special hello to our Get It Done Lab people. If you have been enrolled in Get It Done Lab at any point, starting from last December to now, you are invited to a special bonus training this Saturday. We're going to talk about your organizing principle, which is sort of the one decision that makes every other decision a lot easier. It's free to you if you have been in Get It Done Lab. Like I said, it's a free bonus training. So, I got to say, it's kind of worth enrolling in Get It Done Lab just for the bonuses. Like, even if you don't do the productivity sprint, it's still kind of worth it because you get all these extra trainings. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on Saturday. You'll also get the recording, of course, but it's going to be pretty interactive. And, so it's just easier if you're there live. It's hard to make time. I do that all the time where I'm like, oh, I'll watch it later. And then later never comes. So yeah, see if you can make the time to be there this Saturday. And like I said, it's highly interactive. So you'll have, if you're there in person, you'll have chances to interact with some of the other people. And as you know, this community is the coolest people of all the people. So there you go. Okay, I want to know, type into the chat for me, please. Oh, Jude says my hair looks great. Thank you very much. I had my hair done a week or so ago. It's always darkest before the haircut. I was having some serious pandemic hair. So thank you for noticing, June. I appreciate that. And the bajillions of dollars that I spent. It's so expensive to get your hair done in LA, but it's also kind of the only thing I do. Like, I don't really spend money on anything else for my, self. So I figure I have to wear my hair every day. So it's worth it to go to the best. That's what I do. Hire geniuses, pay them whatever they want, let them do their thing. He's always like, what do you want to do, Samantha? And I'm like, you and my hair, work it out between the two of you. You have a special relationship and I don't really have an opinion. So do what you want. And he always does great. Okay, so what I want to know is, what are you putting off? What have you been putting off? Things you're putting off. Things you're like, oh yeah, that thing. That gives you a little ow when you think about it. Like, oh, rewrites. Yes. Nojo says, by the way, you look really great today. Thank you. Teresa says, writing my nurture email sequence. Yes. Good. These are good. What else are you putting off? Maybe going to the doctor. Is anybody putting off an annual physical? Clearing clutter. Are there boxes of things? Connecting with people. Yes. Yes. Hi, Diana Jordan. Great to see you. What else? What else are you putting off? What else are you like? You like, it's been on the list for a long time. Like you've probably even stopped writing it down because you're like, oh God, I don't even want to think about it. Drafting my May finance pages, working out a problem with Comcast. I dread a 2-hour phone call. Yep. Scheduling the mammogram. Registering my poems. Good. These are excellent. Starting my Facebook group. Terrific. If you're not writing them down to share with us publicly, that's totally fine, but write it down for yourself. Write it down for yourself. Just specificity matters. The next closet clean out. Right. Exactly. Okay. My next question, getting a booster. Oh, the next booster. Yep. I understand you should sort of clear the next day after the booster. A lot of people are having a reaction that means they need to rest the next day. So, but still get it. Don't not get it. Getting my office cleared. Ugh, sister, look, I mean, it's a mess back there. Julie says, actually, appropriately due to COVID, I'm still putting off getting a decent haircut. Right. Okay, good. So now what do you think is getting in your way? What do you attribute this to? Like, oh, I'm just lazy, or, oh, I said, dreading the 2-hour phone call. You know, I just don't have the willpower. It's not that big a deal. Driving to Burbank in the middle of the day. Well, that'll stop anybody from doing anything. Driving to Burbank almost anytime. Dennis is organizing my office area. Yeah. So what do you attribute that to? Because and the reason I want to know is because you're wrong. You are misunderstanding your problem. You are misunderstanding feeling like I have to have the right words to write. Okay, so sort of waiting for inspiration. Really, the perfectionism thing sounds like it's kicking in a little bit, like it has to be just right. Gaynell says, trip to the ER yesterday put me behind. Oh, Gaynell, honey, I hope you're okay. That's scary. I'll have to choose what to get rid of. Yes, dentist, because I dread it. Okay, let me just say this about the dentist, because the dentist doesn't say this, and I don't know why. They should all have big signs in the lobby that says, mammals, all mammals, do not like other mammals putting their hand inside their mouth. It is a very stressful event for us. We don't like people's hands on the back of our neck, on our face, or in our mouth, unless we're, really trust them. That's why it's so loving to hold someone's face, So it stresses us out, and then the dentist is always like, oh, she's just nervous. It's like, no, this is miserable. That's why. So I just want to, if you think going to the dentist is miserable, you're not wrong. Julie says, regarding the closet, getting into a situation that it has to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, it's not that bad, maybe. Yes. June says, I remember your definition of frustration, the daughter of anger and impotence. That's how I feel about Comcast. Hashtag truth, right? I think that's how we all feel about Comcast. Lainey says nitrous oxide helps. Yep. Also, if you can take something that ends in a PAM, some kind of anti-anxiety meds, your doctor will probably give you some. You can just take a half. It won't make you too spacey, but it might calm your nerves a little bit. Okay. So here's what you're really lacking. Oh, GABA calm is nice too. There you go. See, this is a very bright group. This is why you want to be in this group, because smart people here. Okay, CBD oil too can help calm things down. I find that's very good for my travel anxiety too. Regarding poems, if I get them registered, then I'll have to share them, and I'm afraid people won't like them. Right. Claire says, just reschedule my dentist appointment. Good. Okay. So, oh, hey, Claire, how's it going? All right. So here's the thing. Whatever it is you think is standing in between you and the thing that you need to do, It's not the excuses you're making, the reason you think it is, it's not that reason. It's not your perfectionism. It's not fear of people. It is kind of fear of people not liking your stuff. Deciding what to get rid of, finding the time, driving to Burbank. It's none of those things. You know what it is? Courage. Courage. You need courage. And the great thing is you have courage. You're just not accessing it for this particular project. So the two little words that I promised you are be brave. You want to make it three little words? Be brave, sweetheart. Right? You're staring down the phone and knowing you have to call Comcast and say to yourself, be brave, sweetheart. You're looking publication in the face. You're looking that nurture sequence in the face. You're looking that closet in the face. Be brave, sweetheart. Be brave, sweetheart is a mug. Boom. Thank you, Dr. Gazzardi. Yep. Let's get going on that one right away. Right. I was writing a script. I'm doing a new LinkedIn learning training. Some of you know that I've been doing videos with a production company for LinkedIn Learning and Udemy and some other online learning platforms. And in this one, I was writing about courage. And, courage is one of my favorite words anyway. It's because courage is strength of the heart, right? It comes from the French word corps, right? Coeur, heart. We see that same root word, C-O-R. It's actually Old Latin before it's French. In Spanish as well, corazón, right? Heart. So we sometimes think of courage as, acts of bravery or strength or, Vikings and things. But it's not physical strength at all. It's strength of the heart. So everyone can have courage. Children, there's no age limit. You can have courage at any stage or moment in your life. And what courage looks like in different circumstances is it's going to look different for everyone. Leah and June are both thumbs upping the Be Brave, Sweetheart mug. So I want you to write that until we make the mug. I want you to go ahead and write that down for yourself somewhere. Be brave, sweetheart. Because you have bravery inside you. You have courage inside you. You've been so brave and so courageous in so many moments in your life. And that's all you need, right? Call the doctor, schedule the appointment. They're very nice these days. I have to say, doctors have come a long way. The whole medical profession, like they got it now that they need to look you in the eye and maybe be a little respectful when you tell them that you're fatigued, or that you have pain that you can't explain, right? Just as I've had courage in so many other situations, I know you have, and you can remind yourself of those. Maybe put those in a list too. Instead of a gratitude list today, make your courage list today. What have you done that was brave? Did you give up dairy? Did you go to that out-of-state school? It says, did you ever have reusable water bottles in addition to the mugs? Just saying, dude, yes. There's an expression in French that says they don't have the courage to do something. Oh, I don't know what that is. Lacking courage. I will just side note here before we continue to talk about courage. The French have an expression called l'esprit de l'escalier, which is the inspiration of the stair. And it means that thing you think of to say after you've said, yeah, well, yeah. And then you slam the door and you start walking down the stair and then you think of the perfect thing to say. Right? It's the thing you think of to say after the moment has passed. L'esprit de l'escalier. So my friend, Emily Beck, who's a tremendous playwright and director and a heck of an actor herself, and one time came up with the phrase, le spectacle de la voiture, which is the audition you give in the car. Those of you who are actors will know, there's the audition you give in the room, and then you get in the car and drive home and do it in the car, so brilliantly that you sort of regret everything. the spectacle de la voiture. Yes, the courage list. Yeah, Veronica says about the water bottles. It's always a question of finding good suppliers who can print for us on demand, reasonably ethically, without costing an arm and a leg. We try to keep our costs down for you guys, but we're always on the lookout for new swag, new stuff to offer you. Um, so courage, strength of the heart, make your courage list. You might need courage to listen to someone with whom you disagree. You might need the courage to listen to someone you know is angry at you. Julie says, haha, I gave birth. I can clean out that closet. Exactly. Isabella says, I had that experience with singing. If I could do it as well in front of people as I do in my living room. Exactly. Right. That's the scrutiny issue. We do fine as long as we don't think we're being watched. But the minute we know people are watching us, again, it's a mammal thing. We get frightened when we see other mammals looking at us because we think it means they want to eat us, right? Our animal brain thinks we want to eat us. So that's why actors get paid the way they do, is to overcome that. Yes, no, this is so right on, right? So you're only lacking courage, and luckily you have it. So the courage to call the doctor, the courage to listen to someone you disagree with, the courage to apply for that job or that promotion, the courage to ask for what you want. Baldly, not pussyfooting around, not sort of, Claire says, my ongoing to-do list is now looking more like an avoidance list. Mic drop. Thank you, Claire. Yes, your to-do list is actually your avoidance list. Oh, I'm gonna have to take that in for a second. My to-do list is my avoidance list. Yep, that's right on. That's right on. June says, seriously, I'm not intimidated by much, but Comcast? June, why don't we say, be brave, sweetheart, and just make the assertion in your mind that you are going to reach that person at Comcast who is friendly and sweet and helpful and knows all the ins and outs and will get your situation resolved easily and beautifully. Why not? There's got to be at least one, right? And maybe they're just waiting for you to call. And they're going to go home so happy because they're going to say, oh, I talked to the nicest woman today. She had this big problem and she wasn't even mean about it. And she let me help her and she didn't call me names. And what a great day I had at work. How about that? Teresa says, I'll call Comcast for you if you write my emails. This could work out really beautifully, right? My to-do list is also my energizer. It depends on the day. Yes, good. June's giving me a smiley face with starry eyes. Yes. Like I said, I'm working on this new LinkedIn Learning. Okay, you guys, I'm at over almost 600,000 LinkedIn learners. 600,000 people all over the globe have watched my trainings. Isn't that amazing? I know, got to change the graphic already. Well, let's wait till it gets to 750,000. We'll just go for big numbers. And so when I was talking with the producers, we were talking about some elements we might want to use for the shoot and some stuff, special stuff we might want to add in because, I'm so popular, I get to sort of have what I want. And one of the things I said was, I love the stylists, the makeup artists that they hire as people. They're wonderful people and I've loved working with them. And the trainings I've done so far are pretty, square. They're businessy, they're how to stop wasting time in meetings and how to write emails people want to read and secrets of effective prioritization and time management and stuff. And so they've made me look kind of, I don't know, Microsoft-y, for lack of a better word. And I don't mind that. I mean, that's the genre, that's the style of the thing. But for this new training that I'm working on, I can't wait to share it with you. It's going to be super exciting. I don't want to look like that. My sister was looking at it on one of the headshots from one of my LinkedIn shoots, and she was like, this doesn't even look like you. I'm like, oh no. So in the conversation, and I'm not a very vain person, luckily. But in this conversation with the producers, I was like, okay, I love your stylists. I think they're great. And I would like to look a little bit more like myself. I'd like to look, just more like me, less buttoned up, less, more like this and less like that. And they were fine with that. Like nobody blinked an eye. And I felt, it took some courage for me to say it because I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. I didn't want to, sound like I was talking down anybody's work, because like I said, they're great. It's just a style question, and they were totally amenable. And I'm so glad, because I really did not want to record this thing feeling like I didn't look like myself, you know? Gaynell says, woohoo, millions are coming, 600,000 very fortunate people. The courage to engage more with technology. I love that. Dang, congratulations, that's amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. Believe me, no one is more surprised than I am. The courage to embrace my next decade, next year. Yes, yes. You know, the courage to try something new, the courage to self-express a little more fully. You know, and the clutter clearing thing, that, you know, those voices that say like, oh, you might need that, or, you know, that was very expensive. Be brave, sweetheart. If you need it again, you'll find it. You know, oh, it was expensive. Be brave, sweetheart. You've spent money before. So you spent money on this thing and didn't use it. You didn't spend anything on this thing and use it all the time. Like, it all evens out in the end. Don't stop freaking yourself out about it, right? The courage to step into my courage. Yes. And to have something to offer. Yes. Yes. The courage to say, I am great. Yes. And, you know, those of you who've done the some of my trainings know that my other favorite word is sometimes, right? I'm great sometimes. I am courageous sometimes. I'm sensitive sometimes. I'm insensitive sometimes. I'm beautiful sometimes, right? Often I am right. Yeah. The courage to let go of my past career. Been there, done that already. Yes. Yes. And how can you take everything you've learned in that past career and bring it into whatever's next for you? Right? I often see people hanging on to old careers because they feel like, well, I don't want to let go of all this knowledge capital, all this skill sets, all this prestige, all this whatever. Like, you don't have to. It's coming with you. It's part of you, right? You know, if you were a lawyer and you want to be a yoga teacher, you're bringing your experience of people, of contracts, of work, of stress. You're bringing everything you've learned as a lawyer into your career as a yoga teacher. It's not, you're not cutting it off. You're incorporating it, right? It's going to be making you special and stronger, right? Emily says, yes, I'm on that path myself. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to double dog dare you all to go on the, if you're not on the Secrets of Highly Productive People Facebook group, join that group. Lucy's here. She'll let you in right away. And write down, what are you going to be courageous about? Veronica, would you start that thread, start that post? What are you going to be courageous? Be brave, sweetheart. What are you going to be brave, sweetheart, about? Questioning your beliefs. Yeah. The wonderful thing about courage is that it is, oh, hello, Archie. It's cumulative, right? The more courageous you are, the more courageous you become. The more you practice courage, the more available it is to you, right? We all know it's not so hard to do something the 10th time, right? Julie says, I had the courage to spend real money and buy a beautiful new 3-drawer filing cabinet recently. It solves so much. I love it, right? And we don't think of buying a filing cabinet as something that requires courage, but it does. It does. To spend money on your space, to have your space be organized, that's worth it. Robin says, wow, the courage to ask for what you want. I finally got off the nerve to tell her boyfriend that I want forehead kisses. And wow, what a small difference on such a small ask. Robin, I love forehead kisses. Oh, how precious. Yes. Yes. Be brave, sweetheart. And look at how the universe rains its blessings down upon you. How it rains kisses down upon you. I love that. I love that. So where else? Where else, right? Once you get the ball rolling, you're like, oh, I'm feeling myself now. What else? Where else can I be brave? What else needs doing? Let's do this thing, right? It's also contagious. The more we see you be brave, the easier it is for me to be brave. The more I see you act in courage, the easier it is for me to act in courage. And finally, it's courage is about your community, right? It raises up everybody. What do you want your grandchildren to say about you? She sat in a room and had clean tile grout. She never spent money on a filing cabinet. She never asked for the kisses she wanted. No. We want our grandchildren to say she was brave. She did it. She had ideas and she did things. She expressed herself. She published those poems. She sang that song. She got rid of shit she didn't need, right? The courage to open my heart to a relationship. Right. Because you're a wonderful person to be in a relationship with. Why would you withhold that from the world? Someone is walking around waiting for you. Clean tile grout, haha. Yeah, I know. I finally caught myself one day going, this is not really the highest and best use of my time. Clean tile grout. I could pay somebody else to do this and then they would have a great job and I would have some time to myself. How about that? The twins are very excited. There's a lot of birds today. So yes, this is my challenge for you today. Where can you be brave, sweetheart? Be brave, sweetheart. And sometimes it's bravery to take a nap. Bravery to say no to that meeting. Bravery to say no to that organization that's always counted on you. I love my volunteer work, but I also love saying no sometimes and giving someone else a chance to do that work. Claire says the answer to clean tile grout is new floors. Love it. Bravery to let go of assholes. Bravery to let go of old opinions of people. I just realized the other day, and I do not think of myself as a grudge holder. I realized the other day I was holding a grudge from something somebody did 30 years ago. And they were just kind of being an ass. It wasn't even really to me. They were just sort of generally an ass. Like, why am I still holding on to this? Why is this still taking up space in my mind? Be brave, sweetheart. Let it go. Give them room to change and transform. Give yourself room to change and transform. They were doing the best they could with the information they had at the time. It was just that their best was shitty. So what? You did some shitty things then too. You've done some shitty things this morning. Hello. Be brave. Be brave to revise your opinions. Be brave to admit you don't know. Be brave to explore. Be brave to trust other people. That they want to help you with your Comcast problem, that they want to be in a relationship with you, that they want to give you the kisses that you want, that they want to read your poems. Quit holding out. And by the way, put your poems into your follow-up sequence. Who was saying that? Started with a T, Teresa, maybe? Right, where am I? Sorry, the thing doesn't, yeah, Teresa, yeah, it was me. Yeah, but have you seen my follow-up sequence? When you first sign up for therealsambennett.com, the first thing you get is a bunch of poems. I've built a multi-million-dollar business on poetry, people. Like, make that your initial follow-up sequence. Why not? At least one of them. Try it. Good. So that's our half hour. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing with me, for being so truthful and open and willing. And I can't wait to see what comes of this when you stop letting your to-do list being your avoidance list. Claire, I'm totally going to co-opt that. I'll give you credit, but I'm going to start saying that all the time because that's fucking brilliant. So stop having your to-do list be your avoidance list and start challenging yourself to be brave, because you are brave. Strength of the heart, right? Teresa says, thank you. I needed to hear this today. Shirley says, thank you. Good words today. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. Hearts and kisses. Let's do one more breath. You ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thanks, everybody. And remember, this video lives on the Facebook page. So if you've enjoyed this and you want to share it with somebody, let them in. Tell them about the group. Thanks, everybody. Be brave, my sweethearts. Be brave. Mwah.